What's up guys, Matt back again, and welcome back to yet another community-driven video. Today, we're going to be ranking our top 10 most desired Masterlise figures for the Piccolo Daimao arc. Before we dive into today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials for the latest updates and behind-the-scenes content. Check out the description below for helpful links on how and where to buy the products featured in my videos. Also, join our amazing community on Discord. We would love to have you there. And of course, if you're feeling generous, consider becoming a YouTube member. Not only will you support the channel, but you'll have a chance to win brand new Dragon Ball figures every month. As always, I'd like to thank this comment right here for suggesting today's video. If you want to be highlighted at the beginning of any of these videos, recommend a character or arc or form, design, whatever we don't have yet in Masterlise for a video format that we've not yet covered. I think we really only have two more after this one that I have planned. So if you guys have other ideas, happy to check them out. And if it's creative enough, you know, maybe we'll do a video on it. But without further ado, the Piccolo Daimao arc. We have actually gotten quite a few figures already for the Piccolo Daimao arc. Definitely some notable exclusions. Last year we got Temple Above the Clouds, and it's technically a mix of Piccolo Daimao with Piccolo Jr., but Popo wasn't there. But, you know, if you want to see Popo on a list, check out one of the last couple videos. He's definitely on one of those. But Piccolo Daimao arc was probably the biggest shift in tone in Dragon Ball. You really started to feel a lot more stakes in it, and it was focused a little bit more on like power and combat. So this was kind of like the big moment where Dragon Ball started to evolve into kind of the Z era. So Piccolo Daimao arc is, you know, awesome and people really love it, but there are some notable exclusions in Masterlise that some we have seen in the figure space and some we haven't seen at all. So wanted to make a list, and I think we came up with a lot of really cool choices. And spoiler alert, there's no Goku on this list, which is pretty awesome. So let us begin, starting with number one. I'm gonna get this one out of the way for our Gooner boys, Bulma. Bulma is on this list, of course. We chose Bulma during the time when I think like all the Piccolo Daimao arc stuff is going on, and she's just kind of at Kame House, just surveying the whole situation and talking to them while Goku is going after you know, everything that's going on. He's going after the Dragon Balls, and I think they're just kind of waiting to wish back Krillin. Krillin has already died at this point. He dies at the beginning of the arc, obviously. So this is basically it. I really do love the way that she looks here. We say this all the time in these top 10 videos whenever she's included. They really should just start making Ichiban Kuji sets like with Bulma in it, like just a Bulma set, a Bulma series, or just a Dragon Ball, you know, female type of Masterlise series. I think it would be a hit and a lot of people would love it. I mean, if you look at kind of the wider anime figure space, like actual Gooners are probably the top selling types of things, if you know what I'm talking about. Like things I probably wouldn't be comfortable having in my home. And I just don't think it's something that Dragon Ball would actually ever do. But you know, in Masterlise, I think you can get away with a lot. So I think it would be a great idea, but Bulma is going to start off this list just because I love Bulma, and so do you. All right, up next, I do have Piccolo Daimao himself, and I wanted to include Old Man Piccolo Daimao. And you might be saying, Matt, we already got Old Man Piccolo Daimao last year on his throne. And I'm going to say, yes, we did, but I kind of was expecting the last one prize to be this version of Piccolo Daimao, where he fights Goku for the first time. He is still Old Man Piccolo Daimao, but he's taken his big like robe off. He's just got his fighting gi. So it's basically the mystical adventure Piccolo Daimao that we got, his young self, but old version. So no throne, no big cape or robe or anything. He's kind of like more battle ready, but he's old. So I think that would be interesting if they were to do another Piccolo Daimao figure. I really think this is the only option they have left. Anything else would just kind of be a repeat of the two that we already have. So if we're going to repeat Piccolo Daimao in any way, shape, or form, I'd like to see this version among any other that they can come up with. Up next, we do have another one of Earth's defenders, and we're going to go with Shinhan. I have said in recent videos like this that Shinhan really gets, slept on, and I feel like disrespected in Japan and maybe even worldwide. I mean, he was one of Goku's first rivals, and he won a Tenkaichi Budokai, and he had the balls to go up against Piccolo Daimao and Cell when he knew very well that both of those opponents were way stronger than him. So I respect Shinhan quite a bit, obviously more than someone like Yamcha, but that's a whole other discussion. Shinhan doesn't have a lot of figures. He is starting to get more here and there, so I hope that means Bandai is considering making more Masterlise figures of him and some of the other Earthlings, but he rocks his tank top in this arc for the most part. I think he still has the dark pants instead of the green pants as well, so this is slightly different than what he looks like in the previous arc, the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai, where he's either shirtless or he's seen with his big crane gi. So I think this would be interesting to get. If they wanted to do another Piccolo Daimao Kuji, this would be a pretty easy Shinhan figure to include, as he is kind of a major player during that arc. Moving on, Shinhan is very closely related to this character who is beloved in this home, and it's Lunch. And I know I've put Lunch on another list already, mostly because I really want to see her in Masterlise. I thought we were going to get her in the February Kuji that just came out, but I want to see Lunch when she's wearing like the army gear and the bullets and the guns and stuff when they show up to fight Piccolo Daimao. They show up a bit too late. The fight's already over, but it's a fun little outfit, and honestly, more than anybody else, as we were making this list, like, we just wanted to see Lunch. And I think that just goes to show the demand for some of the hardcore collectors to see a character like her. So she's already shown up in an Ichiban Kuji last year, which I believe was Snap Collection. And I think it's about time that Bandai just allows her to show up as a Masterlise figure as we've wanted. And speaking of them showing up to the Piccolo Daimao battle a little too late, somehow Bulma showed up again on this list. Yeah, there are 3 waifus. That's it. Just 3 waifus on this list. Bulma shows up twice. There's no bias there, I promise. But yeah, Bulma, we also wanted to put her with the whole army gear and everything. She has a slightly different outfit. It's I think her skirt at least changes in this outfit. That's really the big difference. Plus all the gear that she's wearing. So I think it's a little cute figure. It's really not that like dramatic or iconic for Bulma, but hey, it's another Bulma. I'm just giving you options, Bandai. Plus, honestly, Piccolo Daimao has been covered pretty well in the figure space, so these next few choices are probably the most important ones if they ever wanted to revisit, so let's move on to the next one. All right, up first, we have Piccolo Jr. when he's a little kid, a little baby. Obviously, this would be a really cool Masterlise to get. This is something very unique. We don't really see Piccolo as a child pretty much ever. The only time we see him as a child again is during Daima, and he does look very different. He doesn't really look like a child. He just looks like a mini Piccolo, which is what they call him. But getting Piccolo as a child would be very unique and very cool. We've already gotten a Dragon Archive in Temple Above the Clouds, so clearly it is something that Bandai has at least thought about and considered, as they did make him a minifigure. So if they wanted to go all out, maybe make him the same size as like one of the Kid Goku figures, or maybe like the new Puar or the new Oolong, something like that. I think it would work out really well, and I think a lot of people would be excited. People love Piccolo, and it's very unique and creative. So that is one of our interesting choices on the list. Up next is one of Piccolo's minions, and it is Piano. I don't even know how many people remember Piano. He doesn't do a whole lot. He's just kind of like his servant on the airship with the Pilaf gang. He kind of looks like a pterodactyl almost, but without wings or anything. But yeah, Piano, he did get a Dragon Ball Arise figure, and I think it came along with a Piccolo Daimao figure in that series. I think Dragon Ball Arise is terribly overpriced, and you don't get any type of the value that you pay for. So I think we would much prefer a Masterlise of Piano. He would bring a lot more to the table. He would be a PVC figure instead of vinyl, and he would pair perfectly alongside the Piccolo Daimao that we got in Temple Above the Clouds. So I think Piano would be a really cool choice, and I'd love to see him as a Masterlise. You're going to start to see a pattern now. Up next is Drum. Drum is one of Piccolo's minions. Of course, this is another figure that does have a Dragon Ball Arise figure. And Drum is just pretty interesting of a design. He's also really big, so they could do something really cool with this. And I know people really love big figures, so it would appeal to a lot of hardcore collectors pretty easily, whether you know him or not. His Dragon Ball Arise figure is obviously really big, but it's vinyl and hollow, so getting a Masterlise of something like this, I think would bring a lot more value to the table rather than giving us a vinyl figure. So if they wanted to do a whole Kuji of Piccolo's minions, I think it would be pretty awesome. I don't know how well it would sell in America. It would probably do really well in Japan, but I guess we'll see if that even happens. All right, and obviously, if you have Drum, you're gonna have to have Symbol. Symbol is the first, technically the first. Okay, he's not really the first, but he's the first Piccolo minion that we see in an actual fight, kind of. He gets easily taken care of by Goku and Yajirobe. But he's basically like a dinosaur monster. He's a pterodactyl kind of looking thing. He's got horns and everything. He's got wings. So I think he's a very interesting design. And just like Drum, he probably would be a much larger figure. So I think they could do something very creative and appeal to a lot of hardcore collectors. But I think, you know, it really is just screaming like, hey, make a demon Kuji or something. So Symbol is definitely something that I would really love to see as a Masterlise. And finally, the true demon that starts this whole arc off. He's the one who kills Krillin and many of the Tenkaichi Budokai entrants / winners, and it is Tambourine. Tambourine is very cool. I also really love Tambourine because in the Japanese, he's voiced by the same voice actor as Frieza. So you actually got to hear a taste of Frieza's sadistic voice in early Dragon Ball, like way before Frieza shows up in the series. So I think that's a really cool Easter egg, sort of, if you want to call it an Easter egg. I don't know what you call it, but Tambourine is very cool. He's definitely the more viable option out of all of these. He'd probably be kind of like a 10 to 11 inch figure. He wouldn't be like a huge figure, but I think he'd fit that Dragon Ball EX style that they do pretty often with a lot of these OG Dragon Ball figures. So he also does have a Dragon Ball Arise. So it really is something that Bandai obviously has considered releasing. They already have released it, but they could always revisit it in Dragon Ball as a Masterlise figure. So I think that'd be really cool to see. Tambourine is probably my #1 choice out of any character in the Piccolo Daimao arc that we don't have yet. But that's our list, guys. Please let us know your list down in the comment section below. Let us know what you think of our list. Did we overlook anybody that you'd like to see from the Piccolo Daimao arc? I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. And again, if you want to be featured at the start of one of these videos or even come up with a creative idea, I'm absolutely open to it. So feel free to maybe make some suggestions down in the comment section below. But if you made it this far in the video and you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to join our awesome community of collectors and enthusiasts just like you, check the Discord link in the description below. It's free for entry to everybody, so you can hop on in and start chatting with us. If you want to go even further beyond in supporting the channel, consider becoming a YouTube member starting at $3 a month. And obviously your generosity is greatly appreciated here. And if you want to go even further beyond that and take part in our regular monthly giveaway, we have $10, $15, and $20 members that have chances to win Crane figures, Ichiban Kuji figures, and entire Ichiban Kuji sets. But I think that's all I got for you guys today. So until the next video, I will see you all later.